Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to a Metal Gear Solid 5 news update. The following information comes from a Hide Radio podcast released after E3, during which Hideo Kojima and the game's Japanese voice actors talked about the game. Yes, I know this information is technically months old, but no one seems to have reported a lot of this information, which is why I just recently found out about it when YouTube user Hagane98 directed me to it. Another reason it took me so long to report this is because Hide Radio podcasts are all spoken in Japanese, but luckily for me, YouTube user Pokemon Smosh, a true gentleman and a scholar, once again stepped in to help the nation out. So once again, thank you Pokemon Smosh for the translation. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Now, I've already covered most of the information found in this podcast, so be sure to check out my previous MGS5 videos if you haven't done so yet. But if you're good to go, allow me to relay information that hasn't really been talked about. The first new and interesting bit of information that came out of this Hide Radio podcast episode revolves around the ability for Snake to commence an operation with a, quote, buddy. That's right folks, Snake can actually bring a companion with him in certain missions, and this buddy can wear the same equipment as Snake does. Unfortunately, he does not go into much detail other than what I've just mentioned, but he does show an unreleased concept art drawn by Yoji Shinkawa to everyone during the podcast, showing off Snake and a companion. Unfortunately, the podcast was only streamed with audio, so there is no way to know what the concept art looks like until Kojima decides to show it. The only hint we really get is that Snake's buddy is cute, according to Miss Okajima, the female DJ in Hide Radio. When I initially read that from Pokemon Smosh's translation, I could have sworn Kojima was simply showing off this concept art of diamond dogs with Snake alongside a Rhodesian Ridgeback. I mean, dogs are cute, right? But Kojima did say that Snake's buddy would be able to wear the same equipment as Snake and, well, let's just say dogs and assault rifles don't really go together. Plus, it would be ridiculous to bring a dog on a stealth mission, so yeah, this buddy is more likely than not a human. Although I am still wondering what about the art made the DJ think the buddy was cute. Maybe the guy was just handsome or something. Something else I am curious about is whether this buddy will be strictly AI or if another player will be able to join the operation for a co-op experience. Considering that Kojima has already talked about integration with cloud and expanding social aspects through next-generation technology, a cooperative mode of this kind is not all that far-fetched. Plus, something like this has already been done in Peace Walker, allowing up to 4 players to tackle certain missions, and considering how much Metal Gear Solid 5 is borrowing from Peace Walker, I would not be surprised if an expanded version of this co-op feature made a return. But again, these are all theories, we'll have to wait and see. The next bit of information is more of a confirmation for one of my previous theories. When I analyzed this particular scene during the Red Band trailer analysis, I made the assumption that this wasn't fancy editing or anything like that, but rather actual in-game footage of Metal Gear Solid 5's time fast-forward feature, similar to the waiting feature from Elder Scrolls games. In this Hide Radio podcast, Kojima actually confirmed this to be true. He says that Snake can shift the time forward when smoking cigars, and that this trailer shows what this gameplay feature actually looks like in-game. In other words, what we are looking at here is a live loading screen of sorts that shows the passage of time as Snake waits for a designated time of the day, and based on Kojima's words, the feature is activated when players use the cigar. It's good to see cigars make an in-game return and actually serve an important purpose. And finally, as far as new information goes, it was revealed that the game's Afghanistan map will be geographically based on Jordan. Don't know why he's using one country in name and another in geography, but hey, they are both in the Middle East, they both reside on the same latitude, and both of their deserts look just like, well, deserts, so it's really not a big deal if you really think about it. And that's about it as far as new information goes. If you are curious about what other MGS5 related topics they spoke of, and these will likely be familiar to you, they talked about how number of patrols and their patterns will differ depending on the time of day, with less soldiers but reduced visibility at night and vice versa during the day, and they also talked about Stephanie Justin being the actress for Quiet, a Ghanaian boy named Julius playing one of the African child soldiers from the Red Band trailer, Snake's face skin being made from a combination of faces from 4 individuals using a similar technique for Kaz's model, and Huey's facial model having been 3D scanned from a French model. And with that, I would like to conclude this news update. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to let our nation know in the comments below your thoughts on this new buddy feature. And to be further updated on Metal Gear Solid 5, be sure to join the nation and subscribe to Young Ye. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Yong out!